Whoever just joined, thank you very much for joining. I do appreciate it. We're currently running an automation session again. Try and get that camera to focus just better. So I've finally got the automation down to a T now. Everything is correct. So we'll just see what happens, see if it all runs properly. But I'm just running some trains around right now. I've got a big selection going around. I've got everything I own DCC's running, apart from the Steam and one class 68. Oh, it fell over. My bad. Hello, if you just joined the chat, welcome in. It's good to see you there. We're just running a live stream right now on the automation of the layout. Hello, welcome to the chat. Learning Double O Gauge, thank you very much for joining us. So today we are just testing out the automation. As you can hear there, the trains are all running completely on their own. I'm actually not having any input into it at all at the moment. Yes, so the automation on this layout is run by a software program called iTrain. And I have a DR5000 DigiCentral DigiKeys command station. I have the ADS8 DCC concept point decoders and DigiKeys DR5088 Railcom block detection decoders. So the computer program's controlling everything as if it was a person inputting all the commands into the system. But it's running completely automated, just getting the feedback back from the block detection. Here, I'll show you the screen so you can see what I can see when it's running. Here you go. So this is the system. Anything in red, or where there's a red dot, is where there's a train. Anything yellow is something that's reserved for a train that's currently going along. And the points will get locked out into positions for that train. And anything in grey/white colour is an unoccupied, unbooked track. So that's all available for the computer to pick and run a train into. As you can see there, they come in and they automatically park themselves up. Right up at the end as well. It's that accurate. How does the system cope with a derailment? Does the software alert you? Typically when it's a derailment we'll get a short circuit, but I've been working on this layout for long enough now that derailments are actually really few and far between. So we get away with that. The other way that I find out about a derailment is when we have a bit of an accident. So one train will catch up with the other and smash into it, which is unfortunate, but it happens very, very rarely. It says, how does it know where the train is? So underneath here, we're using these block detection units, and it's feeding back to the computer where all of the trains are, you see? Those black units. They feed back into Digi Central, which then feeds back onto this. The little red lights are where the voltage is, you see. But everything is running completely automated. I'm sitting back relaxing like it's my own exhibition right now. Yeah, exactly, learning double O gauge. They're like sensor signals, but they work on voltage. So when the voltage draw increases on a block, it notifies the computer that there's a train in that block. So it's all done electronically. Some of my decoders are Railcom decoders as well, which means it will actually feed back the status of the train to the computer. So it's got two-way communication, which is very handy. Now that noise means a train's overran somewhere, it didn't stop in time. So let's have a look. I reckon it's that Voyager over there at the back. So we will just update that. So it's actually in the right spot, so we'll just press play again. And off it goes. That's probably the only thing that I have to do now. If a train accidentally overruns because a reservation got taken where it was planning on going or something, then I have to set it off again, but that's about it. It happens maybe once every hour or so. But it's interesting. Nevertheless, I'll move you around here. You can watch. I wonder if you'll stand up on there somehow. See if I've got something to pin you up inside that. Oh, there you go. You can watch there. Oh. It's the first time today something's gone wrong. What happened? I think we might be drawing too much power now. I've got all the trains running. I may have to get the booster running. Yeah, it is. So we're actually drawing slightly too much power. That causes a trip having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trains running at 9 trains running at once, and the points all changing as well. Actually, just causes a trip. That's the first time it's ever done that, but this is the first time we've ran everything, so. There we go. Do I have any new trains? Says James Hardy. What's on the layout? Let's see. No, nothing new running at the moment. There is some surprises on the way, but they haven't arrived yet. But for now, I've been working on the reliability of the trains that I have already. And now we're actually running rather well. Here comes something interesting for you all to watch. Oops, sorry. The James Hardie, the one car unit, is an old unit that I've had for about 10 years that I never actually got out. There we are, look, the train's coming across the junction, this one. John Fenny says, are there special preparations you need to make to a new train so it will run other than being DCC? Does the system cope with stay-alives? Yes, it does cope with stay-alives. The other thing is I need to speed profile the trains. So I got a few blocks actually just here. This block, and that block actually ends somewhere along here with a isolated fish plate. You have to run it up and down at different speeds till it works out the speed that the train runs at every speed step. That's quite time consuming and you need to do it multiple times over the course of the train's lifetime, because as they wear in, they get faster and the computer doesn't adjust for that. But that's all I have to do, and everything just runs like clockwork otherwise. There we go, we've currently got pretty much a full fiddle yard at the moment. There's a train on every line, almost. And the ones that aren't filled up are ones where there's a reversing section in it, so a train comes in and goes out back the other way. You can't fill those ones, because otherwise you get sort of like a traffic jam on the system. So the train can come in and go straight back out on them. Hi Barnabas Junction, thanks for joining. So we're just watching an automated session right now. I appreciate you popping in. Where should we pop you? Let's have a look down here somewhere. See if I can get a camera to stand up there. Right, so James Hardy, the reason it's only pulling one coach is because I only own one more coach. It would pull more, but I just wanted to get everything running to see what happens. Now this Voyager that's coming round now, it'll come round in a moment, is a new addition to the layout. The version Voyager. To the layout specifically, I've had the Voyager for about 10, 11 years since when they actually released them, the Dapol ones. But I never put the DCC chips in it because it required 3 of them. But now we have that running on the layout as well. Evening or afternoon even, depends where you are. Yep, this is automatic block detection, Barnabas Junction. Everything's running automatically right now, with minimal input from myself. I just have to correct things every now and then. Yep, James, this is a Voyager on the branch line, just like the Nuki branch, where you get the odd cross-country one go down. I used to. I don't know if they still do. And then obviously the express trains come through on the fast. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think we are actually tripping the power because I think we're drawing too much. See that there? That's only, I think 3.5 amps. Currently. There you go, you see. We're actually powering everything off that and not the booster yet. The booster I need to wire in, that's not wired in yet. But this will be interesting for you. So all of the trains are stopped on the other lines to allow the Voyager to cross over onto the fast. And once that's cleared off and gone off the junction round this side, it will release everything else to go. So we'll see that go into the fiddle yard there. Yeah, washing machine's finished, time to hang it out, you're right. And then, now that's in the yard, the rest of it all goes. And then that one's set off from the platform, you see. So it's waiting there, ready to go. We also have the new KUA wagons from Revolution Trains. So they're running right now. They're set to go out every 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, that's it, James. So here we go, we've got the DRS on the way out with the nuclear wagons. Following up behind the HST. So it just went out, so HST's actually already come back into the yard, which allowed that out. And we've got James's favourite coming in. Right there. Here we go, so we've got the cross country now. I have that routed back to the branch line again, so that's actually going to stop a load of trains as it crosses over the junction. There we are. So that'll cross over the lines now. As you can see, that first Great Western 150 was waiting for it. Now this is in the branch, that 150 will get a move on. Charleston Eastgate, thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. And believe it or not, I'm finding the fiddle yard too small. Which I find difficult to comprehend. But there we are. Even though a lot of it is empty, it's still a load that needs doing. Could have done with some more space in that. And here comes our 150. There we are. And for anyone that's wondering, this is the screen that I get to watch when it's being controlled. The red lines are where trains are. The red lights with the red lines is a feedback reporting that there is a train there. The yellow lines are where the computer's reserved a route for a train to take, and they will eventually turn red as the train rolls over that track. And all the grey lines are the free lines that the computer is free to then reserve for future trains running around. Bit of a closer look, and you can see the points there. They've got little padlocks next to them showing they are locked, and that means they cannot be changed until the train has passed over them. John says, plenty of space under the top baseboard for more fiddle yards. Yeah, there is, but this layout is designed to be portable. And it's designed in a modular way so that the baseboards and the back scenes actually slot to each other, so they can be transported and protect the scenic sides against each other. Take care, Finnerton Central. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. And yep, who was that said that? J94. Yep, we do have 153 with interior lights. I did that about 10 years ago now. And we have a 156 with interior lights as well. I'll leave you back up here again, and we can watch some more trains coming in and out of the yard, because actually it's almost the most interesting part of this. Hi John, thank you very much for joining. Do appreciate it. So we're currently running with a lot less problems than we were before. The automation is now starting to make sense. So everything is now running all of its own accord. Trains just up and leave whenever they're ready to go. Charleston Eastgate says, all clever stuff. Is that a couple of nodding donkeys down the front? Yes, it is. I've got a pair of them, the Arriva Trains Wales ones, running around. So I bought the original one from Hattons and then it failed, so I got a replacement one from Hattons. And they honoured the warranty there. And then when I went to the N-Gage show last year, the last one that was on, I found another one for sale on the I think it's GCC supplies, the people that have the Dapol returns that sell them cheap, and I got another one from them. So it's quite often you see paces, well, you used to see paces joined up together, so we had to make a model of that when the opportunity was there. You'll notice everything comes in and then goes out, but it all sits here for a little while just because it's just not enough truck on the front for it all to run round. I did try to run it all one after the other a little while ago, but the automated system, it kind of gets traffic jammed around the front, so we stopped doing that. So right now we have them all with a timer, so they can stop between, somewhere between 50 seconds and 170 seconds. Each of them just sit there and wait for their next turn, and they go off randomly between those two times. But the reason for this is when I go to an exhibition and I'm going to be showing the layout, if it were me operating it, I can only operate 1 to 2 trains at a time, 2 at a push. This is emulating a team of maybe 5 or 6 operators that I now don't need to bring with me. The whole lot just goes off on its own. Well, I suppose the showpiece on it really is when I step out of the layout and it all still runs. That's it leaves some great traces, if I'm honest. Jerry, yeah, it is expensive, but I bought it very slowly. I bought maybe 2 or 3 modules every now and then, every couple of months. Half of the modules come off the layout that I built before that I wasn't happy with. So I made something I was happy with. The command station, I think, roughly about 100 to 70 euro. Each block detector does 16 blocks. Well, up to 16 blocks. Sometimes they do less, depends how you wire your feedbacks. They're around about 90 to 100 euros each. Or you can get the non-Railcom ones and they're about 60 to 70 euro each. Anyone trying to convert that to pounds, that's, what is it, about 10% off that, 11%? But this has, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block detection, 7 block detection units. But I bought them in 2 lumps, I didn't buy them all together. Otherwise I'd have no food for the month. And obviously the DigiKeys, DigiEssential came first. And I bought the iTrain software to go with it, and that's pretty much it. John Fenny says, can the system cope with changing trains? Taking off a pacer, putting on a freight train? Or do you need to inform the software? So, it depends. Depends on the decoder you're using. If you're using a bog standard decoder, you need to tell the software. If you're using a Railcom decoder, on the other hand, no you don't, because the Railcom decoder feeds back to the system what's actually there, as well as the speed it's doing and where it is. So I've only got, I think, 3 of those decoders so far, of the Railcom ones, but it's running just fine as it is, as long as you put the trains back on where they started, or you don't move your layout and leave the trains on, then you can have it either way. So when I go to an exhibition, I'll just have a sheet that says, say lane 1, you put these 2 trains on, lane 2, these 2 trains, lane 3, this train, lane 4, these 2 trains, and as long as they start and finish in the same place, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you can change, on the software you can change over which one's there, it's literally drag and drop. So I drag the old one off of the screen and drag the new one onto the screen with the mouse. John, you're welcome, thank you. In fact, why don't you have a look? So, looking at the screen here, see that London Midland? All I've got to do is click on it, drag it, I can then put it into a block where there's no train. If I was to let go of the mouse now, it would put that train in that block. But I'm not going to because it's already on the layout. So this one isn't on the layout. We'll stick that into the fiddle yard area. Just let go and it's there. If I want it to go away, drag it, get rid of it. That won't go. Or I can just get rid of it. It says, now everyone's looking, I can't remember how to do it. Oh yeah, double click. Click on the bit you want to get rid of and remove it. Gone. Empty. Let's go out and have a look from the outside, like the member of the public at an exhibition, shall we? Have the pacers broken down yet, says James. You'll be surprised actually. They tend to get stuck. So that's why they're actually joined together. So if one gets stuck, the other one pushes it over. Because they're such a long axle for just having single, such a long body for single axle trains. Here we go, the Voyager on its way round, this is the Super Voyager even. We'll get down low, so we'll be like spotting. Stephen Price, thank you very much for joining. Good afternoon to you too. There Yeah, that was our Voyager. Now we have an Express coming through the other way. There we are. What else do we have coming down? There's a HST coming down the way that way, so we'll have a look from here. Here comes our branch line service. It's on its way around. So the speed limit on that corner of 30 mile an hour. And then 20 into the bay platform. So I've actually set speed limits for them as well. Yeah, Pacer scrapyard. That's an idea. Here comes our Voyager again. Hi Rachel, thanks for joining. For everyone, that's Minnie Wistaston Junction. So we are currently running on automation, Rachel. It's running a lot better than it used to. There goes our nuclear flask train. Yeah, no, my Pacers get stuck exactly where they have got stuck there. But for some reason they're not going. Let's have a look at the system, see what's happened. Whoop. Ow. Let's see why they've done that. They haven't done that for any reason, they've just literally sat there. Let's give them a helping route, shall we? We stick those... Oh, I see why. Look, the feedback's lit up, and it's because this one's overshot it. This one, which one is it? The 156 is overshot, so I'll bring that back. And that just freed everything up. It thinks it hadn't cleared it, that's why everything stopped. So there go the points. Maybe it will go. Yep, there it goes. That over there, that would be an open walkway, that one. Overbridge. I need to get some lift doors put on the outside of it, but I can't find any that are suitable to print out yet. I'm going to cut some out of a photo at some point, but I just haven't decided which ones yet. Here comes our normal Voyager, the cross-country one. The Pacer stopping driver error, yeah, something like that. Now I've only just speed tested that 156 over there, and overshot the mark. So it actually kept one of the feedbacks full up, which is why everything stopped, because it thought it was all occupied. But our Voyager is just about to take off. As you can see, the HST is going to wait for it, because it's going to cross over onto the fast again. So the HST will wait a suitable distance away from the points. We'll stick a signal in there at some point. And look, the 150 is waiting for it to cross, and so is the other HST. And there's also another train coming around. It's going to sit inside the tunnel, I think. You might be able to just see the headlights. But once that cross country gets in, everything will get a move on. So once it's cleared those points, which should be now, you can hear all the rest of the points change. So it frees up all the lines again and everything else starts to go. Yeah, train jam. But as I was saying, if it's just one operator running this, then you couldn't manage anything like this at all. Yeah, typical cross-country causing delays, absolutely. I remember back when they were all Valenta HSTs, and they used to fail everywhere. And you'd have a cross-country train coming in like 2 hours late, constantly. Here goes our nuclear train again. With our brilliant Revolutions locos, stupidly priced but brilliantly made. So John says, can the system cope with sound-fitted locos? Can it be programmed to play different sounds as the loco circulates? It can in two different ways. The first way is I can have a DCC decoder with a speaker attached to it, maybe inside that building or something. And as a train passes over these points here off the side, I could have it play like the screeching of the rails as it goes over. So you can do that just using the DCC bus. And every time a train enters this block, it would set the noise off. Or the other way is you have DCC sound locos, and you can program it every time it passes a section to hit that function, and it will make the noise as it goes past. So we've got HST now, that's one of the rare stoppers. It's a limited station for HSTs, this one. Off it goes, that was our afternoon HST service. That's going London bound, that one. So this end is what I like to call the London end. Now you've just heard all of the points go again. That's our cross country coming back around. So the reason I call this the London end is because the branch line splits off from this end, which just makes sense, because if you were to have a branch, usually it would be facing towards London. But here we go again, train's going to wait. Now the nuclear train's coming along, that doesn't need to wait because it's on a different line now, you see. Off it goes. Speed limit in the platform. I think I got that one set to 40. But on the through lines, on the slower and the main line, the fast line, I think it's actually set to about 80 miles per hour, that is. And yeah, the lights are quite bright in here. They're all getting a tan. You get a better tan when you're in the town. Now I don't know if you guys have noticed or you've seen my videos before, but my corners are actually tilted. They're canted. Whoopsie daisy. Canted. So the train actually leans over into the corners just like the real thing does. So there is a previous video showing that, but obviously not everyone's seen all of those, so just so you know. Here comes a Voyager. A HST, the Super Voyager even. Now it's like being in Dawlish in the old day. And even the cross country coming by. As I say, that part of the branch line is limited to 30 miles an hour. And I've done that because prototypically it probably would have been 30 with such a sharp corner and going over a set of points at a junction. I decided to set it to 30. And here we go, there's our ex-London HST stopping service. Again, limited stop, doesn't stop often. You'll notice as well, if you haven't seen it, all of the couplings on the HST, they're actually the magnetic hunt couplings. They're much more reliable. I found to be much better for what I'm doing. Otherwise, we leave half of it behind all the time. But there goes our branch. And here goes our ex-London stopping service. Oh, hi Valerie, welcome to the chat and the video. I appreciate you dropping by. So I'm just showing off the automation now. It's all running completely automated. I don't have any input into it now. For the past, the guys will tell you in the chat how long I've been outside of the control area. Probably about 20 minutes. And I haven't had to touch anything yet. Yeah, so the HST is actually following the nuclear train, so it's had to slow down. So that won't stop, that should just crawl through the station because it's not a stopping service. There you go, so it automatically adjusts the speed of the trains if they're following, just like the real thing. Have we got another stopping service? Yeah, we've got another stopping service there. What? Valerie, what do you mean is that the part? No, I apologise if the sound quality is bad. But, no, we're just streaming on our mobile at the moment. Until I get 1,000 subscribers, I can't stream on anything else apart from Streamlabs. So, we're going to do this for now until one day we get that far. Yeah, this layout is portable, fits in the back of any car. It goes up in about 20 minutes as well. So the way it's transportable, Valerie, see the holes in the back seam there? I've got corresponding holes in the baseboard. Don't know if you can see it now that I painted it black, but there's a hole there. And there's a bolt. You turn one layout board to the other one and bolt them together, and they protect each other. So I have 2 boards in the space of 8 inches in the car, you see, so I can fit the whole thing in with lots of space to spare. But Valerie, the idea of this layout is I quite like exhibiting at shows, so I've made it automatic so that the interest is there, so that the operational side of it's really, really good, and it keeps people's interest for a long time, because people get intrigued with how it's running. And then to run this amount of trains all in one go, you would need to have maybe 5 or 6 people running the trains, and I just don't need that. I can go do it on my own. In fact, I don't even need to do it on my own. As you can see, it's doing it itself. I prefer to stand outside the layout and chat to people and tell them how it's done. And if people have questions, then, you know, I really enjoy trying to help people out. Yes, Valerie, no, I agree. I really do want to see those exhibitions again. Here we go, Valerie. So as you can see, the Voyager's now coming out. The slow train there, the 150, is waiting for it to cross over onto the fast. Once it's crossed over, then the 150 will disappear. The layout itself is 14 feet long by 6 feet wide. It has an operating well in the middle of 2 foot by 10 foot. So realistically, you could fit 2 or 3 people in there if you really wanted to, but it doesn't need it. And viewing sides is 3 viewing sides, so you can view it from here as well. See all the way around, you see, so. And then at the other end, that will be a viewing side as well, but because it's in my apartment, it's not a viewing side at the moment. It will be. But, you see that screen on there? Well, I've got 2 bigger screens over there. They will be coming with me to exhibitions. And that, what you see on my laptop, will be shown across the 2 screens, viewing out towards the public, because that would be interesting to see. That's why that's painted black. The reason I have that painted black is so that we can put the badges on from shows that we've been to, and I can have an information board, and any other exhibitions I can carry their leaflets and put them all on there. Sort of like an information digital corner. John says, are you booked for any exhibitions? It will be great viewing experience. The public can see trains arriving and departing set to a timetable. No, I'm not booked in yet. Oh, the reason for that is when I started this layout, it was in December last year, and as you know, we didn't get time to book anything in before I had it done to a decent standard because of the lockdown. But we will get it into a show at some point, that is for sure. Now, the layout is actually based in Ireland, but my parents live in London, and I do frequent trips over to the UK in the car, so it'd just come with me and I'd show for a weekend and stay for a week at my parents'. So usually I can show anywhere between Manchester, anywhere in Wales and the southeast. Anywhere in between those. Because that's the journey I take to get over, depending on which ferry I take. So you guys, even though I'm based in Ireland, there'll be a chance to see this at shows one day in the future. Yeah, Rachel. If anyone here hasn't subscribed to Rachel's channel there at Mini Wistaston Junction, do pop in and have a look and see how quickly Rachel's building a layout. It is unreal how quick she builds layouts. Now, I must admit, I did get this built about the same speed you were getting yours built. But then, because of the automation and the software that goes with it, everything stalled while I got that working. Let's have a look at some more comments here. Jerry Wicklow says, sadly, this kind of virtual show could be the norm for a while. Yeah, I hope for not too much longer though. Yeah, Valerie says, and Northern Ireland. Yep, anywhere in Northern Ireland, give us an invite and I'll pop up. Northern Ireland's no problem, it's about a 3-4 hour drive, it's not the end of the world. I get to have a weekend away, so no complaints there. There we go, look, we've got a race going on. The HST versus Class 57. HST taking the long way round. '57's catching. HST wins by 2 carriage lengths. And there goes our nuclear train. Charleston Eastgate, I really do appreciate you subscribing. Thank you very, very much. Take care, and I will see you in the next live stream. Yeah, no, Rachel's got some scenery in. She has. I've seen her building the station canopies. I've seen it. No hiding. In fact, because Rachel, because you bought those station canopies, I like them so much, I bought 3 of them. And they're going to go in just here. So I'll have 1, 2 and 3. And they'll only be the short ones up to about there. But I might get another 3 and come up to here with them. Just because my station building is there. And then this is my sort of side entrance to the station up this end. They are expensive though, those canopies. For Metcalfe kits, Pattern selling them $14.50, but for 20 centimetres length each. If I was to try and do my whole platform, it'd cost more than a DCC train, like a sound one. My platforms are near enough, what is it? Coming up to 4'9", maybe 5 feet. There goes the Voyager. The Super Voyager, I keep saying the wrong thing. For any of you that weren't in the video earlier, the Super Voyager I've actually had for years. But because it needed 3 decoders, I didn't put any decoders in it yet until today. Now, I have a question for anybody that might know, or anybody that views this video after the live stream. If you want to leave a comment down below. My Dapol Super Voyager, the PCB in the trailing car, the driving car at the back or the front, whichever one it is, has actually stopped working. It shorts the train, so I've removed it so one end doesn't have any lights in it. If anyone knows where I can get a spare PCB, let me know. I'd really appreciate that too. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone want to subscribe to the Glen Abbey Model Railway Club, do. I'd agree with that one. Caden the Cadbury Engine, hello, thank you for joining us. There we go, so HST's following slowly behind that nuclear train. Sorry. Oh, no, it's a stopper. Yeah, Valerie, of course you can, no problem. So I wonder what's going to go out first. Will it be the HST or will it be the Voyager? So you just don't know because I set them up for time ranges, not exact times. Here comes our high-speed train. Our express non-stop. And that's our answer. All that clicking, it's the Voyager. Oh, but the HST is off at the same time. It's like that video I watched as a child where they took the Flying Scotsman, I think, to Australia, and then they had all the trains going side by side. It reminded me of that. Pulled off together. Now the HST should wait right where it is, whilst that Voyager makes its way across. There it is, and the Super Voyager is waiting patiently, along with the 153. There we go, so everything's now gone back. The routes have all reset, now the trains come off the branch onto the fast and gone. Yes, John, I had a look at that today, but I couldn't tell whether it was the right one or not. But if it is, I'm more than happy to order it. If you think it's the right one, I'll go ahead with it. Now we've got our 153 in a queue for the station. Sorry, the 150, waiting for the 153 to depart. I'm starting to remind myself when I'm talking about these trains of Leafield and Ashpeth, that channel. I like that channel a lot. Anyone haven't checked them out, go check them out as well. They use some great running session videos. Here goes our freight train for Caden. This is a nuclear train. If we come down here, you can see it come by. John Fenny says, is that channels cut into your baseboards? Are you planning on running automated vehicles too? The original plan was yes, but I haven't really found anything suitable to actually cover the wire with. Covering the wire in N-gauge to make one of these run is really difficult. Now this is actually a converted Oxford die-cast vehicle. It's got a Tomix chassis inside it. So that's what's designed to go around it. It sort of follows around the bus station and it comes out again. But every now and then it goes off the edge. So I need to figure out a way of making it more reliable. I found someone that actually prints out the roads to your specification in plastic. So I might just go with those and put fill around the edges. And then sort of bed it in that way. So at the moment I've abandoned the idea of the cuttings in the road with putting the wire in, I'm afraid. It's just too much to ask for a portable layout. If it was a layout that didn't move anywhere, it would probably work. John says, my Voyagers are garish, so not sure. If you pop the lid of the dummy unit, you'll be able to see it would require soldering in. Yeah, I actually unsoldered most of the wires and soldered them back on the old PCB, one at a time, to see whether it was any soldering that was touching, and that didn't work. So it is something to do with the actual PC board itself as it's causing a short, but I don't know what. J94 says, aren't Accurascale doing the same nuclear wagons in 00 gauge? They are. They're actually a local company over here in Ireland. They're based in Dublin. And at the moment, they say they're going to be ready for December. Sorry. Yes, John, Farish. Definitely Farish. Farish. That's an in-joke. Valerie says, I didn't know you could run Tomix on N-gauge or 00 for that matter. Tomix do some N-gauge model railway stuff, but they also do the Tomix bus system as well, which is interesting to look at. Yeah, look at that, it's stopped within, look at that, within the millimetre to the edge of the platform there, if I can get the camera lined up. That's how accurate this software is at the moment. Rachel says, John, my new 66 arrived this morning. So my question to you, Rachel, is what livery did you go for? Oh, John, what a brilliant idea. I never thought of that. Alternatively, he says, you could get a standard decoder, say 8-pin, use white, yellow and blue wires to connect lights. Amazing idea. Absolutely, I think that is the way forwards. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Thanks for that, John. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Rachel says, Freightliner Shanks. Is that the orange livery? No, I haven't seen the Pacers for a long time. Wonder what's happened. Let's have a look. Pacer, where have you gone? So London Midland is supposed to be moving, but it hasn't. Why have you not moved? I don't know why it didn't move, but just touching it made it go. I might be, John, I might not be, you never know. There we go, so our 150 is running again. $3.50 even. I keep losing me numbers now. And now our pacer's off on a trip. So we'll go back out again. We're all running again. Valerie says, well, I think she means, can I run the layout from my mobile phone? Yes, I can. But I haven't done that yet. With the automation, it's best to have it on a laptop. It's so much to do with it. There's so many options and things to click on that having it on a mobile just wouldn't be a good experience. However, if I was running just individual trains on my own, then yeah. The command station DigiKeys DR5000 has Wi-Fi. So I can actually connect to that with my phone with the Z21 app or DigiKey's new app and run the trains. So as you can see, my 350 is actually on a shuttle service. So it goes down one line and back up the other. So it just gives the impression I have more 350s than what I actually have. Here's our pacer, or pair of pacers that we haven't seen for a little while. Now we have to be careful now because I think we're approaching our power limit and I have to wire in that booster, which I haven't yet. It's something I keep meaning to do but I haven't got round to. Valerie, I do appreciate that. She says, it's an amazing layout, well done. So thank you very much. Now, I might as well give you an update with things I've been up to. So I decided to get the matte black paint out. Now, if it's down there, we can see it. I don't know if you can see the paint down there. But I dropped it on the floor when I got it out of the car, so the paint pot split, so I had to paint the whole layout in one go. So we did that a couple of days ago. I decided to paint all the frontage. That's all black now. And I painted the digital area black. And I painted all of the baseboards black at the back. Now you can see down the middle of the baseboards there's black lines between the tracks. That just helps me work out which rails are what. So my fast lines, my slow lines and my branch lines are all separated by the black lines. And what else I did, I painted inside all of the tunnels black. So when you look in there, it's like pitch black. You can't see in there hardly. So that's what we've been up to. And before, I had big old ugly numbers wrote on the backs of the boards. So I bought one of those paint pens, the ones that you get for writing on tyres. And we've wrote the numbers in paint pen in white down the bottom, in small numbers, where it just looks a lot better. So that's board number 2, and then feedback's 117 to 132. So I know which feedback is connected where, so I haven't got to go searching wiring across the layout. So that's the most recent update, really. I put down the roadway over the bridge. I have yet to do that one, but you can see the other side. I did the raised curb from scale scenes. I've done some Metcalfe retaining walls. I think that's about it for updates from what I've done recently on the layout, apart from get the software to run reliably. I suppose that's the biggest update. Yeah, I'll sit here and watch more trains. Yeah, Valerie. So you can get these pens. Let me go show you where they are. Ooh. Go under the layout again. I put them on the floor here somewhere. Where did I put them? I've got all my tools out, so bear with me. Yeah, here we go. So you can buy... I'll come back out again. Yeah, look, it's a view of the underside. Still got to put some of those cables away. But here we go. Paint pens, paint markers. These come off Amazon for me. Pack of 6 for a tenner. But they're real handy. Oh. So it allowed me to write down things onto black. You can see there exactly what it is. It's the same thing they use in restaurants and things, I think. Just pop you there for a second. Someone's trying to message me. Oh. I think if I press the button, yeah, we've hit our power limit again. Valerie, the paint pens do come in other colours, but the most common one you'll find is white. The reason for that is people use them to write on their tyres for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but people like to write on their tyres. They fill in like the Goodyear logo and things like that. But no, they're very, very handy. So you probably heard there the layout cut out again because we've reached the maximum amp output for the DR5000. We had, I think, 10 or 11 trains running at once then. And then all the points decided to throw to let the train come off the branch line, you see. That big series, and then they all draw the power back in again. So it's quite demanding. So we're going to get that booster wired in at some point soon. Very soon. That might be next week's job now. Take some of the demand off of the system. There we are, as you can see, the Voyager's coming in. It is. And our branch line 150 is going out. I have that piece of plastic there. It's conduit actually. I have that there in case I hit them with the mouse or they drive off the end. But there goes our 150. Oh, hello everybody. Hit the wrong button. There you go. You can go looking at nice things again. But the 150 just gone back down the old branch line. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, you could get yellow and do the yellow lines. That wouldn't be a problem with the paint pens. I have the printout stuff at home, so I've actually printed some yellow lines. Here comes our 350 again. 156 the other way. 150 from London. 156 going cross country somewhere. Let's pretend it's going to Norwich. Let's say that. 150 coming back out. It's going to wait for the Voyager to cross, I reckon. So where does everybody think my trains are going? Where should this layout be based? Because I don't have a clue. Got our stopping HST service. It's connecting with our cross-country service. So the passengers can make their connection. And Pacer and the 150 also coming in. No, Valerie's Club's got a great layout as well. Up at Glen Abbey. With the big red stop button. I love that big red stop button you got on your layout. Yeah, Barnabas Junction, Reading, that's a good one. Who's going to Reading? The cross country going to Reading, there we go. Yes, Valerie, I love that emergency stop button. I think it's the best thing ever. John, that is a very, very good decision there you made. Reading or Cardiff, i.e. London, Paddington to Swansea. You are, for what I like to model, spot on. I like to think this is somewhere between, well, It's sort of based on the layout at Maidenhead, but I run stock between Birmingham, Paddington, Swansea, and well, Cardiff, and Bristol area. And once again, we've drawn too much power and it's all stopped. Better hit that big green button. And again, not enough power. There we go. See, it's just on the edges. See, Valerie, I got my red button as well there. Nowhere near as impressive as your red button though. And something's gone wrong, I can hear it. What's gone wrong? Something's running like crazy, I can hear it. What is it? Yep, so what we've done there, we've shorted out, and the reason is when it overloaded, the computer was sending commands to change points, and then the system didn't receive all the point change commands, so half of them didn't change. There we go, it was that one. So something here is running really fast and I can't work. Oh! Yeah, look. So where is that supposed to be? The 153 is supposed to be there. And because the system shut down while it was trying to give commands, it didn't happen. So it's supposed to be here. We'll put it back there. And we'll try that again. There we go. So it's now showing up there. And we're having the same problem on the other side now. So the paces have run up too far. So we'll run the paces back. They're supposed to be in that block there, and they've actually run down into the back of a train. There you go, see that's lit up now. They're actually back in the block it's supposed to be in. There we go, so they're sat there now. And they're now back en route. So that's what happens when it all shuts down, the computer's trying to communicate. It thinks that the system's got hold of the communication, it hasn't. And look, my Voyager's gone mad as well. That shouldn't even be on that line, let's bring that back. That is supposed to have gone the other way. Flip that one, flip that one, flip that one, it should be in there, because the points didn't go. Now, it's registered as in the right place. Yeah, everyone pop over to Valerie's channel, go give them a subscription. They deserve it, they're trying really hard, and they're she keeps saying it's not great, but it is. It's a great size 00 gauge layout they got there at Glen Abbey, and they all have a great time with it, so. And this here, the channel name here, Rule 1 Model Railways. The only rule is if you're enjoying it, you're doing it right. That's it. It's your layout, run it however you like. Make it look whatever you want it to look like. There's lots of people that like to just run trains on a table. There's lots of people that like to run ultra realistic layouts. And some like me, they like the technology side of it. And the electronics. And then there are some So I just like to sit back and watch everyone else's layouts, and there's no problem with any of them. Not at all. As I say, as long as you're enjoying it, that is the number one thing. And if you ever want help with anything, and you've seen something I've done that you'd like to do, give us a shout, I'll let you know how to do it. And likewise, I'll be asking you guys, that's what we're all here for. So John will know me asking him tons of questions. That's how we all learn. And how we all get to where we want to be with our layouts. Now, John, you were saying about this layout being based in the Welsh sort of area. Well, I have a surprise coming in the mail. I'm not going to give it away yet, but there is something Welsh themed coming for the layout. And it's quite a rare item. And something I really, really look forward to getting. So, whoopsie daisy. Sorry, guys. There you go. One day I'll get the old tripod back out. You can all sit on the tripod and be still. But today we're doing a point of view video. You're going to follow me around. Mini Wistaston Junction, Rachel says, great, he will kit out too. I have my own Mini Wistaston Junction Facebook and YouTube. She sure does. Valerie says, do you all have N gauges? Most of us do, actually. Valerie subscribing to Rachel. Very good. Rachel, very, very well done recently. She doubled her subscribers in, what was it, a space of a month. She got to 600 and then got to 1200. All in a month from the dedication to all the live streams she does. So well done there. Yep, so there's still nothing on the board that needs me attention. So after screaming for an hour and 45 minutes, took a few minutes to get set up, and then it needed a couple of green button pushes, and then that one reset. So considering we're running everything we have, pretty much, that will fit on the layout and run well, not bad. It would run a lot better if I was running less, because we're right at the maximum power draw right now. You're welcome, Rachel, no problem. Jerry Wicklow says he's too old to cope with N-Gauge. You see, Jerry, that's what these are for. Got the old V-railers here, I'm afraid I need those at some points as well. Stick that on there, stick your train on it, and off it goes. You know, there are tools to help you if you really wanted to go into N-gauge, but if you got double O and find it easier, I'd stick with double O personally. This, I'll be honest with you, this layout probably would have been double O if I'd have had the space. But I don't have the space to run something like this in double O. As you can see, the wall's just there. I had the choice of going in or double O on this size. And double O, I could run a branch line in a circle, or I could run this, so I chose this. Jerry, yeah, absolutely. Again, as well, once you're committed to a gauge, it is hard to change. But with the second-hand prices nowadays, it's not too difficult to change to get your money back. I've noted recently that the second-hand prices are near enough the new prices what they were. And some have even increased. There still are some bargains to get around though. That 350 I got from the International N-gauge show last year for £80. So that works out £20 per carriage with a motor car. That was a bargain. I think the City of Birmingham there, the steamer, was 95 DCC fitted, which weren't bad. And this Dapol 68 was supposed to be, I think, £90, but it's had to have a lot of repairs to it, and I got a partial refund, so it only cost me 60. But I'm halfway through repairing that right now. It's still got a split gear, that's why you can hear the knock 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 as it goes along. That's what that noise is. But yeah, it is a seller's market right now. And unfortunately for me, I don't think I'm ever going to be a seller. I just enjoy them too much. I think this was my last bargain, best bargain. This set of coaches, I had two already, but the other lot cost me 120, so that was very good. But they were unboxed. But I don't mind because they sit on the layout. Oh dear, sorry. I have some of the original intermodals that were produced by Graham Barish. I bought a whole massive rake of them. And I bought them... Here we go, I'll go show you one actually. Look at the price on this, seriously. The price on this is it's crazy. Now this was a weathered one, and it wasn't done very well, but it gives you the idea of the price. That was bought about 15 years ago. So they're second hand about €50, so £50, sorry now. Which is ridiculous money. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing that Swiss Alps layout. Valerie, that would be great to have a look at. The Quarry one I haven't looked at recently. I'll have to have another look at that one. Jerry Wicklow said, snag with double O is, I've outgrown the house. Waiting to move to a new shed. Huge delays on them too due to COVID-19. Yeah, I know how you mean, outgrown the house. I could do with a new living room here to put this in, a bigger one. So I can fit some more boards in between. Here comes our nuclear train. And there goes our high-speed train. Oh, water treatment train, that'd be interesting. So everything's queuing up. I wonder what we're queuing up for. Let's go back to the control module. The control board, sorry. Why are we all queuing? Let's have a look. So my East Midland trains has stopped. My 153 stopped everything. Where are you? 153, EMC 153. It's supposed to be doing 87 miles an hour. And quite clearly, it isn't. Actually come off. I'm going to put a speed limit on that train. It don't like going that fast. So we're actually going to come over here and put a speed limit on that one. Should not be able to do 87 miles an hour, a 153. So we will go to speed tab, maximum, forwards and backwards. We'll give it a maximum of 60. 62.1, that's 100 kilometers an hour. There we go, so that fixed that problem. We won't have any more speeding trains. Let's sort the problem out here. Small problem. Everything locked up again. And we're back to running again. So if I was to be sat here at a show, obviously that takes seconds, I'd notice it straight away, but one of them things. The East Midlands 153 hasn't come through. What's happened? Oh, stop there now. Do we have a problem? And we don't. Apparently we do then. Bit of dirty track. There we go. So that is a downside of having automation. You have to go fault finding when a train stops. Yes, Jerry, I'm one of those that work from home. That is my work from home terminal over there. So while I'm working, I might have a couple of trains going on behind me on the automation. Not too many, or it's too distracting. Yeah, thousands worth of gear and still defeated by dirty track. Yep. I have one of those track cleaners, but it's too heavy, nothing can pull it. Yeah, Rachel, it's just when I speak a lot and I haven't had a drink for a while, I just end up coughing sometimes. It's normal. That's just me, that is. But thanks for your I can't think of the word. Thanks for thinking about me, though. That's what I'll say. Yep. Yeah, it's the wrong sort of leaves on my track again. That's what it is. Dirty leaves. Concern. That's it, Jerry. That's the one. Here comes our HST. For some reason that has a sudden stop in the fiddle yard. I'm not quite sure why. See, it just stops like a brick. None of the others do that, just that one. One of those little things I have to iron out still. But it's not a problem because it does it in the fiddle yard. Jerry, the ones in Belfast are fairly good, and the ones that are held bi-yearly, one in Whitehead, or Whithead, I'm not quite sure how you say it, at the museum, and the other one that's at the Culture Museum, they're very good. All of those are worth a trip for. I say, last one I went to up there was Krieger in Belfast. So that was the very last show that was actually on before the lockdown. The very next week we all got locked down. There's a few videos of the Krieger Model Railway exhibition on YouTube, and I featured in some of those. They were interesting to see. I was just looking at videos of exhibitions and up comes my layout. It's brilliant. But back then we weren't exhibiting this one. I was exhibiting Sarum Town and my other layout that I haven't unveiled on this channel yet. Valerie, I know you know what it is, but I'm keeping that one a surprise. That's going to be my 1,000 subscriber special video, that one. Whenever we get there. Now, we've been gaining quite quickly recently. Usually we gain 3 or 4 subscribers a day. The last 2 days we've gained 10 each day, 12 yesterday. So things are starting to pick up again. In fact, I reckon we've got a couple of subscribers from this live stream, probably. Let's have a looky, shall we? Here we go, something interesting for you. Yeah, we've got a subscriber today from the live stream. That's what all of us YouTubers get to see. And that's our increase there. Where is it? There you go. So we are starting to get along now. And I can only thank you guys for that. You've been very, very good. So I do appreciate it. Yeah, Jenny has been a bit vocal with my comments recently. The last few days. Last few Monday clubs. I usually got something, how do I put it? Kind of winding up. I wind one of them up and the other one mentions it. And then we get chatting about things. Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. Jerry. She's done a lot to help out with this channel, so... And I tune in every Monday. Oh, look at that. We've got a whole platform full of trains. Reminds me of Harrow and Wealdstone a little bit as well. For us little guys, Jerry. Here comes another. Super Voyager's on the way. There you go. Loud, those dipole ones. Here you go. I've opened up the code box on the computer so you can see it working. This is what it takes to run the layout. This is the actual workings of it. All the feedbacks and the instructions that are being sent to and from the different locos. And those short ones are points throwing. And status is updating. So that's why I'm saying it would take a whole team of operators to run this if it weren't for the automation. I couldn't do that. I'd have a massive layout and no one to run it. I'd be bored. I found... Oh, how do I find the DR5000, or how did I found it? Like, where did I find it? I'll answer both questions. I first found it at DCC Automation at Worley Model Railway Show 2 years ago it was, and I got one there from James Hudson at DCC Automation. And if you need any questions answering, he's your man to go to. He's very, very good with it. And they also sell them on eBay. They sell them, there's a lot on there. Or there was when I looked around. They sell them at Model Ban Lippy. That's a European shop for anyone that's spending in euros. I think it actually works out slightly cheaper as well, even if you're paying by pounds, but then you don't get the support with it that James would provide. I know it's about £20 more to buy it from James, but if you have any questions, he's always there for you. And I've asked him, I messaged him late at night thinking I'll get a message the next day when he's back in work. I've even had a message the same evening. So I can't recommend DCC Automation enough. They're very, very good. My block detection units, half of them come from Model Van Lippi. That's a German shop. And the other half came from James at DCC Automation when I went over the next year to Worley Show. And that was the last Worley Show that was on. But I picked up the rest of my block detection units. Who's joined us? I saw someone join us. Belmont Junction. Welcome to the chat, Belmont Junction. Alec, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. I reckon you subscribed the other day from Reddit. I appreciate you doing that. The next big development. What will it be? What will it be? At the moment, I want to... Well, the next job that needs doing is the roadway. So I got this far with the roadway from Town Scene. I need to follow that all the way down. So I need to place it down there. I need to finish that bridge off. And finish the roadway off all the way down the layout. Up to here, which is what I've done at the other end. So I managed to get the roadway up to this far done. And we have the retail park in there as well. So the roadway is going to skirt around the edge of the retail park to see and out through the tunnel. That really is my next plan. Whether it's the next thing I do, I don't know, but it's the most... How do I put it? It's taken a bit of motivation, that is. I'm not overly keen on working with paper. But it's all I've got, so that's what we're using right now. Another job I have in hand is to build the canopies that I have on order. 1, 2 and 3. Platform canopies. I need to put the yellow line down along the edge of the platforms. That's in the works at the moment. There's a car park that needs to go in here for the railway station. That's going to be the railway station car park. Down here we've got a network rail yard. And Rachel has very, very kindly sent me some diggers to go in there, as she wasn't using them from her last layout. That's where your diggers are going to end up, Rachel, just in there. What else do I have planned? Oh yeah, I need to get some lift doors put on my bridge. There's no doors to get onto the bridge, do you see that? So I need to print out some lift doors. Again, that's paper. I don't really like doing the paper stuff. I actually did my hillsides before I did that. I need to put some bushes down as well onto the grass. That's got to be done. So we're going to get some foliage in on there so it all looks a bit uniform right now. I need to put some wall up this end. My McDonald's restaurant was a kit that I got off eBay. And I have a drive-through on that as well, see? So I've got to get a drive-through bit put in there. I've got to put in, that's where the, what do you call it to be going in, the transformer cabinets. They've got to go in there. I'm going to be putting down some clay down there, a square of clay. And I'm going to roll it out, flatten it out. And I'm going to put them on that so it looks like it's on like a concrete section. Then I'm going to put grass all down this, and I'm going to put a walkway down to the cabinets on the platform. Whoops, just there, so. Those things are planned at the moment to do. To be fair, most of it's quite cheap stuff, very easy to do. It's just before I did that, I wanted to get the automation working correctly in case I need to redo any of the wiring. I need to get the end of the bridge done. You see how it fans out a bit there? We need to figure out something to go in there, a bit of hillside or something, and then a path onto the bridge, onto the platforms. I need to put the path off the bridge, steps down onto them. What else? And I've got to do a little bit of touching up on my ballasting because there are places, I shouldn't be showing you this, there are small gaps. Do you see there? There's a little gap. You can see a bit of baseboard there. And here, at the baseboard joint, it didn't go quite so well. And there. So I have to fill those in. But they're very simple, very quick jobs. They'll take minutes. And what else have I got to do? I think that's about it really for now. That's about it. Here we go, I'll pop you down here. You can watch the trains going in and out. Yes, Alec, lots and lots to do. We're getting there slowly. I'm aware my baseboard joints look a bit rubbish at the moment on the rails, but it's mainly done like that so they're resilient. I think that's the only thing I'm not happy with. So I may find a way in the future to disguise those. But there's massive, massive drops of solder on each rail so that it cannot move if I knock it, because I'm quite clumsy. Yeah, plywood planes. Got to love a good bit of plywood. Wow, all my points went with all the trains running and it didn't cut out. But that's our Voyager going across. So, we are getting to the point now where if I only ran the most reliable trains, I reckon we could get a 24-hour running session on this, which would be an achievement. I might have a go at that one day. And we'll see whether we have trains running by the end of it. See how long it will take before everything stops running with the most reliable stuff. I fancy a challenge. Absolutely serious, Valerie. Obviously I won't be here for 24 hours, but we'll be streaming for 24 hours. I'll have to sleep at some point. And may have to go to work. Or it says that the live stream may run on automation for 24 hours and we'll see whether it does it. So I would run the Voyager, I'd run the two HSTs at 150. I'd run the Freightliner 70, the first Great Western 57, the 350 and the 68. And probably the Virgin Voyager, Super Voyager, that's run quite well as well, reliably. And I'd chance it, it'd run 24 hours non-stop. And my Arriva train. Oh, I have, if anything does go, I had the RCDs on it. But I won't be gone for no longer than like 10-15 minutes at a time. Whoopsie daisy, there's a picture of the ceiling for you. Trying to get a better angle on the layout so it's not blurry. Yeah, Joey, that was a certain loco that just doesn't like running. That was this 153. I took it off. It's got Dapol's infamous sprung bogies. I'll show you one. It's got springs inside it. I don't know if you can see that. If it will focus for me. Can't focus. Not going to focus, but there's springs inside the bogie. And they're notorious for losing connection. Valerie, a good place to buy a second-hand N-Gauge. Hattons do some good stuff. Do well. Clark's Model Railways do some good stuff. And Exhibitions. Exhibitions probably the best place to get them when they come back. So Alex says, how do your trains know where to stop? Is it timing or detectors or whichever? The trains have to be speed profiled. So they've got 128 speed steps, so the train goes backwards and forwards over a section 128 times at different speeds. The computer times how long it takes it to clear a block. It then knows exactly how fast to run it, so that when it enters the block, it knows how long it is. It knows how long to run it for and what speed setting where it's going to stop. And that's pretty much it. It's that old speed, distance, time equation that it uses. Jerry, I went to Mark's Models a few weeks ago. They got nothing second hand anymore. Their cabinet's empty for second hand. Now, I must say that 57's a reliable runner. I haven't had to play with that once to date. I bought that from the International N-Gauge show, I think, last year. Yeah, Mark Models have got fairly dear recently. Just ordering from Hattons in the UK, I used to save about 20 to 30% of the price, which is a shame. And it delivers only a day later. They're good for going up to Dublin though if I want to get anything that I need to see beforehand. So like scenery and things like that, where I need to know the exact colour what it looks like in a certain light. So I took John's recommendation there, went up there and bought a load of burnt grass. That's what colour the grass is at the moment, and we're going to put some different colours on top of that. I've already sprinkled some yellow into part of it. Valerie Track Shack have shut down. They're gone, they're finished, I'm afraid. The owner retired. Jerry says it's hard to even get Pico Track right now. It is indeed very difficult. I'm very glad I picked up this lot before we all locked down. Take care, Valerie. I will see you next time. Thank you very much for joining. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, Jerry, I bought scenic items over the internet before, like the scenic scatter. Online on the picture it looks like a great colour to be using. When it gets here it's like lime green. And it's just not usable. So for scenic items like the scatter, I did go and see it. But unfortunately, now I know which one I want, I can get it on the internet. But for the extra euro or two it costs to get it while I'm there, I'd rather pick it up while I'm there, when I need it. But for more expensive items, I don't mind waiting a couple of days and saving maybe 20–30%. Jerry, you know it all too well then. Yeah, it's never good. Jerry bought some bench seats before and they were more like O-gauge for a double O layout. Whoops. And the thing is, with things like that, they're not worth sending back. It's not worth the time for the money. So the retailer gets away with it, which isn't great. So I don't bother with that sort of thing much. Not unless it's had some really good reviews and I've seen it somewhere. That's it, Jerry. That was probably one of those Wish purchases then, the Chinese ones. I've seen a lot of those on there. Thanks for joining us, Jerry. I do appreciate it. Come join us in the next one. I don't do these that often, so I don't know really. I'll catch you when I do. I don't really do these until there's a lot to show. So, and today we hit a big milestone. The automation runs well enough that I can leave it go for a long time. So thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time. That's it, Belmont Junction. There's a lot of work involved. Those platforms were a lot of work, but they were worth it. I used timber filler inside the two platform edges, and I used filler on top, poly filler on top of that, sanded and painted. That was about a day's worth of work on its own. It weren't too long considering how much I got done. Really, as I keep saying, it's the underside that's taken me forever. And I think we're finally there. Here comes our nuclear train. I turn you lot sideways a bit, don't I really? There you go. can see it all passing now, and the big mess of model railway stuff on the kitchen sideboards. Oh well. I had a living room, kitchen, all in one room. I thought to myself, would I be happier with a living room or a model railway room? I'm here on my own, so I picked a model railway room. The whole thing, as I say, folds down, so it can go away if it needs to. But there's your story behind that. I'm sorry to hear that, John. But as you say, the model railway room is everything after. You got the space there, and it's what you want and it's what you do. But now we're working from home. This has also turned into my office, so I've got a model railway in my office. It's brilliant. I have a couple of trains. I don't have all the trains going. I have maybe 2 or 3 going in the background. Just new purchases running them in, or just the old regulars. I like to turn around and watch them every now and then. Oh, that's something that's coming. I forgot to mention what's coming. For the laptop, I have a docking station coming. So we'll have a permanent bit where the this is one of those Lenovo laptops, the ThinkPads, where is there a train behind? No, it has the docking port underneath. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the terminal docking like station. It's like a big square thing that sits on the layout, screwed down. This will just clip into it, and all the cables won't have to go into the laptop. They'll go straight into the back of the docking station and straight into the monitor, and I'll be able to route those cables all hidden away underneath the layout, so this ugly mess of cables will disappear. And we'll have somewhere to plug the monitors in without it looking so ugly, with all wires hanging everywhere. So that's coming. And they'll also charge the laptop, obviously. And it'll be a bit safer. I'll be able to get rid of those 2 black blocks of wood there in case I push the laptop back by accident. It can't knock too much off, just the one. We'll see, I might leave those there, I might get rid of them, but that's coming. Hello Blackwood, thank you very much for joining. So we're currently running under automation right now. So the layout's finally running reliably, properly, without me doing much. And since I've taken one train off, the command station can now deal with the current load. It's just that one train too many, with the lights on it, so. We'll get that, oh yeah, I've got to get that booster wired in. There we go, I had the stopping position actually programmed in wrong for that loco. The loco, the blocks separate there, and the loco was stopping here just over into the next block because I didn't set up where I wanted it to stop. I wanted it to stop about here. So I just set that up, and we'll see the next time it comes round whether it stops there when it's got a train in front of it or not. We'll see. Yep, there we go, it stopped before the block. So that was success. So it's just little things like that with the automation. I have to keep running it and running it and running it until we find little things that don't work, like a shakedown, but it takes forever. But slowly but surely, the more running we're doing, the better it's getting. Ah! Brilliant, Urine. So the last bit of the grass has gone, he says. Had his electric cable delivered today. And it's bigger than he imagined. So now he needs to bury it 40 centimetres below ground. Nice. I really, really look forward to your new shed layout. I can't wait to see that. So Alec, at the moment there can be 9 to 10, well actually 11 trains running at once, but my command station only has enough power to run maybe 9 or 10 at once. Now at the moment there was only 3 trains stopped just then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so there was about 7 running just a second ago. But as I say, this automation is so that I don't have to have multiple operators. It can all be done by one person. As you can see now, no hands, no people. It's running itself. So at the moment, if you have a look on my board here, my control board, here's my control board. You see all these red dots, these squares, not squares, the X's in the red dots there. That's all the trains that are currently going. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trains going right now that are under its control. And then we had just 3 of them sat to one side in the field yard, so that must have meant we had 9 going at once in motion. It's 9 trains on a 4-track main line and a branch line with a bay platform as well. So the branch line can operate independently of the whole lot, and it can interact with the main lines with the run-through line there. That's where you see the Voyager going in and out the cross-country. That one there. So these 3 lines over here are the branch line fiddle yard. So that Arriva 150 is our little branch shuttle into the bay platform. When that stops, the Voyager usually goes out and goes across all the lines. We'll see how long there is left. It gives you a timer, see? The Voyager's yellow line's almost out. Just there. So that should go. There you go, I heard the points go. And off it goes. But yeah, if it was me running it on my own, I could have 4 trains going around non-stop. And I could have, say, the branch line doing its own thing. But it wouldn't be very interesting. It'd just be 4 trains running in circles. This is more interesting to me. They're all doing different things. Just like the real thing. Yeah, I'll pop you back on the fiddle yard, because at the moment the fiddle yard's the most interesting bit. You can see all the trains going in and out from there, and everything happening. Oh, that was all the points throwing. So our Voyager is coming back into the fast fiddle yard. That'll be around in about 20 seconds. So you'll see that come through in about 20 seconds. Alex, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Saying that's incredible. Quite the spectacle, he says. I'm still stuck on DC, so it's nice to see the state of the art stuff in action. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. Ewan, I don't think I would go that far, but to be fair now, I've sat here with a beer and a steak, running me models, so it's the best life, isn't it, Ewan? There you go, there's your Voyager just coming. And your Super Voyager on the other train on the other track there, passing it out. So that Super Voyager is the Dapol one. Unfortunately on those the mechanism's not quite as good as the Graham Farris ones. The Graham Farris ones are silent compared to the Dapol ones. As it was a very early Dapol model that. In a few moments I am going to have to go out. I need to go pick up a friend from work and drop him home whenever he gives us a ring, so whenever that call comes in we'll be off straight away, but until then we're going to keep showing the layout. There we go, that's our Dapol pair of pacers. Much to James's dislike earlier in the stream. It was James Hardy, I think, or something like that his name was, I can't remember now. But he sure didn't like pacers. But if you want it to look like the real thing, you've got to run what the real thing does. So, there you go. I have a load of cargo wagons as well. The IZAs from Revolution trains. But for some reason the rolling resistance on those is dreadful. So I need to figure out what will make them run a bit better before we put those back on the layout. I've got a feeling they're actually wearing out the mechanisms in my locos because there's so much drag. Ewan says, just leave the trains running, I'll look after them for you. And if you were here, yeah, I would actually do that for you. I'll leave you with them. No, you're all welcome to watch. Unfortunately, I'll need to bring my phone with me. So I would have to end the stream then. Ronald Moritz says, as Ken Patterson says, this is the greatest hobby in the world, and he's right. I couldn't agree more with you. Absolutely. Oh, we have another new subscriber. Whoever that was subscribing, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. YouTube's being a bit slow. It's not telling me who subscribed. Oh, here we go. Clint Brownfield. Thank you very much for subscribing. It's much appreciated. Yeah, Belmont Junction, that's exactly right. When I leave them alone, want to derail. Actually, to be fair now, we've gone for about an hour and we've not had a problem. And that's with most of the trains running. So we're getting there. Here comes our cross-country Voyager back into the branch platform. branch fiddle yard, I should say. This is obviously new too. This branch. There we are, look, it's stopped within a centimetre of the end of the layout there. Automation software is doing its job really well. Welcome back, Jerry. Thank you for joining again. Is there anyone wants to see on the layout? If you have any requests, let me know. I'll point the camera exactly where you want it pointed, within reason. I've got 3 steamers. The problem is with the steamers, because they haven't got any lights, they don't draw enough power. They don't really register on my block detection yet. I need to figure out how to get them to draw some more power. We have City of Birmingham in the newest tooling, that's that one. If I can get a camera out. There. I have 2 more. I picked up my favourites. A 4MT in the newest tooling. It's quite heavy actually. And I have a 5MT, again in the newest tooling. So I do have those. So they don't have lights at the moment, I'm afraid. Putting them digitally is a clever idea, but I'm not sure I have the soldering skills to get one in such a small space. So I'd need to think that one through. On the DCC decoder, I may solder onto that a resistor, so it's like it was the lights. It's just trying to find space on them to fit them. I'm not very light-handed, I'm afraid. I would need to buy a cradle to hold the loco to do that. But when I'm at the next exhibition, say in London or Birmingham, when them 2 big exhibitions come back, I'll make sure I pick up a cradle so I can do my own work on my models a lot easier. That has been something that's been holding me back. Oh, I have a phone call coming in, guys. I'm afraid that's it today. I have to go out now, go pick up my friends. But we've been on for 3 hours almost, and we've only had 2 incidents where we needed to redo the system, so that's not too bad. And we're running at its maximum capacity of trains really, so how much power we got until I get that booster in. So the next one, I think I'll have the booster wired in. But I will chat to everybody later. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. I will see you in the next one. Bye now.